So I am sleep deprived and pretty stressed for no particular reason, and I decided I needed a little nostalgia, so I'm gonna walk down memory lane and watch, for the first time in 8 years, my translations of the anime Lovely Complex. So I translated the anime Lovely Complex back in the fall of 2012, so it has been like exactly 8 years since I translated it, and since I translated it, I have not watched it. I have not watched the anime at all, and I have not watched it with my subtitles. So I'm kind of curious to see what it is like. I'm kind of scared and kind of curious to see what it is like. So we shall find out together. Press record on the thingy. Otherwise, I'm gonna hate myself later. I'm such a boomer. I only learned how to do this like a month ago. Oh, it's so cheesy. I love this theme song. Oh, they let me translate the theme song. Oh, yeah. So incidentally, the reason why anime theme songs, especially a newer anime, are not translated, it's because like the rights to the theme songs and the rights to the anime itself are often held by separate companies. So like we get the rights to the anime, like to translate the anime, but not to the songs. So that's why usually the theme songs in anime are not translated, in case you did not know. Fun fact. I guess they had the rights to this, or I don't know. But yeah, I translated this. Okay. Aww, you are cute, Otani. Oh, began to dance instead of sawagu. So, sawagidashita, sawagu is like to scream, but it can mean so many other things. And so I translated as began to dance, I guess, because it was like began to scream in a good way, began to like come to life, and like the music kind of does that too. So I guess that's why I made that choice. I don't know if that really is why I made that choice. I'm assuming. That was good. Okay, yeah. So this is in Kansai-ben. She said akan, which is like ikanai. Like if in non-Kansai-ben it would be like someone going ikanai, like out of nowhere. That's kind of what akan means. You'll hear that like at the ends of lots of sentences in Kansai-ben. It means like this can't be, or oh no, or oh crap, or anything like that. Oh god, I'm gonna be stopping this every 30 seconds and this video is gonna be like 5 hours long. But he said irokenai na, so, and I translated that as how very effeminate. That's an example of inserting sarcasm into it, because I feel like if this were in English, like that would be sarcastic. The whole tone of this series is very like funny, very witty, very like, it's like comedians basically. So irokenai means like not sexy, or also not feminine. So he was saying how very effeminate, like sarcastically as a joke. Omoroi for omoshiroi. Continuing. Giantess. Yeah, so deka onna. Dekai means big, but it's like slang for big, and then onna is female, but it's kind of rude. Like if you call a girl or a woman just onna, it would be onna no ko or onna no hito or something like that. But just onna, it's kind of like bitch almost. It's kind of rude. So deka onna, kind of like big bitch. I like giantess. I think that's very witty. And like the whole point is that they're kind of comedic with each other. Darling. Gochiso-san. Yeah, so gochiso-san, you might recognize that as something you say after you eat a meal, like, thanks for the meal. And I translated that as thanks for rubbing that in. So yeah, that's one of those phrases, like, they will say that. Again, this is another example of Japanese sarcasm. Like, people claim Japanese people don't use sarcasm, and yeah, I guess they don't use it as much as we do. But they do. They do have sarcasm to a certain extent. Like her saying gochiso-san, it's like, yeah, thanks for that delicious meal of rubbing it in my face that you have a boyfriend, basically. So, yeah, I like that choice. So far, I like this translation that I did 8 years ago. Oh, that's so cute. I love her accent with that cuteness. Oh, there's the hot guy. Shoujo manga moment. Yeah, he said like mie hen, like you can't see the chalkboard, and I translated that as good luck seeing the chalkboard. Again, because he's being funny, quippy. It would not have been as clever or quippy to be like, you can't see the chalkboard behind her. Good job, me from the past.
We were just talking about some of the stuff we have to spend
No, I do
money
not
on
pay
every
for
month.
Crunchyroll. Are we not recording? Why? I hate you. Crunchy munchy meal. Bari bari setto. Aww. Aww. Yeah, I can understand that. She's cute. Oh my. Oh yeah, this hen. If you do go on to watch Lovely Complex, which I suggest you do, if you haven't, even if you have seen it already, you may notice a lot of their words will end in hen. That's basically Kansai-ben version for nai. Oh, it's so obvious that they're meant for each other. He's so boring. Yep, me too. Yup. Oh, I translated okaeri as welcome back. That's not the worst way. Like, that's just one of my pet peeves is like people translating okaeri or okaeri nasai always as welcome back or welcome home. It doesn't always mean that. I don't know, in this case it wasn't so bad to translate it as welcome back, but often it just winds up sounding very unnatural. Screw her. Shiran. That's pretty good. Yeah, so shiran, because it's Kansai-ben, or shiranai is what you'd say in non-Kansai-ben. If someone just says, mo shiranai, that literally means I don't know, but that's not what it actually means. It's kind of like, oh, suit yourself, or forget it, or see if I care, or screw her. That was a pretty good translation for that. And meccha is also kind of Kansai-benish. I couldn't see that coming. Oh, kigakiku, I translated that as nurturing. That's sort of... Kigakiku is another hard one. It's like, whenever you need something, that person's always there. It's like being more like dependable or reliable. Nurturing is kind of along that vein, though. Yeah, I don't know if nurturing was the best choice, but it works for him anyway. Oh, more commercials. So how are you all doing? It seems like half the commercials on Crunchyroll are for Crunchyroll. They're just like, you should pay! Talk about shallow. Oh, this is amazing. Bogus. Moron punch, a whole punchy. Moron punch might not have been the best translation for that, but I don't know, it's literally means moron punch. Sucker punch might have been better. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, right. So yeah, that whole exchange right there, like part of why Koizumi was so impassioned when she was telling him to suck it up like that is like, who cares if she said you were small? Like, this doesn't translate as well culturally, but in Japan, it's like just as hard to be a really tall girl as it is to be a short boy in terms of like romance. Like, we have this in the West where like if you are a shorter guy, like and a taller girl as a couple, like yeah, it's everyone makes fun of you and thinks you don't belong together or whatever. Or they're like, oh, how cute. So, you know, it's generally, you know, not seen as good to be a shorter guy for that reason. But if you're a taller girl, I mean, you're kind of seen as like, wow, a goddess, or like, ooh, supermodel, like, but in Japan it's like, it's just like, oh, she's so tall, she's not ladylike, you know. They really have that dynamic down in Japan, especially like back in the past. Maybe it's getting better now, but yeah, it's like, it was probably just as hard for her being as tall as she is than it is for him being as short as he is. And I'm glad that this anime is addressing that. Oh, it's the hot, boring guy. Yep. Tokan. Ah! I translated Soka as I see.
Soka.
Soka. Soka.
Soka. Soka.
Can we stop translating Soka as I see? No, if you haven't seen that video I made a while ago, you'll understand why. Actually, in this case, I see works for him because he's that boring kind of person who would say I see. So that wasn't actually bad in this case. This is like one of the instances in which translating Soka as I see actually works okay. Chau chau. That's also very Kansai-ben. Yeah, chau is like chigau, but they use it like more than normal accents use chigau. Chau just means like no. If you say something something to chau, it means like not that thing, not something something. And if you just say chau chau like that, it's just like no, no, you're wrong, or like no, no, it's not like that. Oizumi. Yeah, I don't know about the like keeping their names Oizumi and Koizumi. I explained like earlier that like O means big and Ko means small, so hopefully the watcher of this would understand and remember that because it's used a lot. The whole O versus Ko, like how she's Koizumi even though Ko means small, and he's Otani even though O means big, and then they flip-flop them and she calls him Ko Kotani, he calls her Oizumi. Yeah, I don't know, like, you could fix that in a dub, like, if you gave them Anglicized names, but then that would Anglicize the whole thing. So yeah, there's not as much you can do with that, other than it just explain, hey, Ko means small and O means big. I don't know, you could just add a big or a little after the word to make it clearer. Getting back in the saddle. Ashita kara gambaru. So gambaru is another word that is often just translated as try hard or something like that. And I translated that as ashita kara, like starting tomorrow, gambaru, like I will get back in the saddle tomorrow. That's a idiom. But yeah, he would have said something like that. He would have used an idiom like that. And that's exactly what he was saying. It's like, I'm gonna give it another go tomorrow. I'm gonna start over again tomorrow. I'm gonna start trying again tomorrow. But yeah, try hard, work hard. Not always the best translation for gambaru. I like that choice of get back in the saddle. He's grabbing her wrist. Oh my god, scandalous. Oh, ah. Well, I see that we're up for a famous kokuhaku scene. And he said, "Suki desu." And imagine the next part is "Tsukiyatte kudasai" or something like that. And I saw the subtitle was, "I like you. Will you go out with me?" Take this scenario.
好きです付き合ってください
If you've seen a lot of anime and have paid attention when reading the subtitles, you might know that this means something along the lines of,
I like you. Please go out with me.
again, I think in his case, because he's such a, like, boring character, like, I like you, will you go out? I think that actually works for that guy. Ordinarily, I'd kind of shy away from translating "suki desu" if it's like if you're like telling someone that you love them or telling someone you have feelings for them. I often refrain from translating "suki desu" as I like you. In this case though, yeah, it works. Plus, you know, they're teenagers and they don't know each other that well, so it'd be kind of weird to be like, I love you out of nowhere. Why are you freezing? I hate you. Well, so my computer froze. It does that a lot when I try to stream on Crunchyroll because my computer hates me and I have a shitty internet connection. And my camera battery died, like, at the same time. So I'll just end the video here. I was only like 30 seconds left of that episode anyway. I had a lot of fun. I thought I would cringe a lot, but I, in fact, did not cringe. That was a good translation. I guess it really Like that was kind of an easier anime of all the stuff I've translated. That was kind of one of the easier ones. It's shoujo, and I'm super familiar and comfortable with shoujo. Anything that's more like slice of lifey or romancy or like features teenagers, like that's my bread and butter. That's like really easy stuff for me. And this is a really cute and fun series. I had a lot of fun translating it. I do remember that much, even though I don't remember the series super well right now. I probably will go back and watch the rest of it now. And I hope you check it out as well, even if you're not into shoujo, especially if you're not into shoujo. Shoujo doesn't get enough representation on this site, it seems. So yeah, that's it. And try to sleep.